Good morning everyone. Welcome to Mohan's Teaching Corner. Today we are going to discuss Law of Crimes, which is a part of LLB second semester fourth paper. Let us have entire BNS 2023. Okay. So here we are going to discuss unit number 1, concept of crime and law of crimes. In unit 2 we are going to discuss general explanation and exceptions of BNS 2023, and unit 3, offences affecting human life and body, and unit 4, offences against the state and public safety, unit 5, religion, property, documents, and comparative IPC and BNS. Let us start. So in the unit 1 we are going to discuss about the meaning of crime. The crime, an act or omission punishable by law, harms society, persecuted by the state. So purpose of criminal law: deter, punish and maintain public order. So the crime is classification into felonies, that means serious, versus misdemeanors, less serious. So crime versus tort. So the core differences are: crime, public wrong, persecution by state, punishment includes imprisonment, fines and death. Tort, private wrong, victim sues, remedy is compensation, damages. So key distinctions are: who persecutes, nature of harm, that is society versus individual, types of sanction. So stages of crime, step by step. One is intention, that is mens rea, mental decision to commit offense. Preparation, arranging means, measures, generally not punishable. Attempt, direct movement towards commission, punishable even if fails. Commission, completion of act, harm occurs. So elements of crime, that is building blocks. Actus reus, voluntary physical act or omission prescribed by the law. Mens rea means guilty mind, intention, knowledge, reckless as required. Causation, conduct must cause prohibited result, that is death in homicide. Concurrence, mens rea and actus reus must coincide in time. So codification, Indian Penal Code, that is IPC 1860. It is a comprehensive code for defining offences, punishments, general principles. Applicability, so it is applicable within India, certain extraterritorial context for the Indian citizen. The punishments are death, life imprisonment, fine, general exception, general explanations and exceptions. So Bharatiya Nyaya Sahita 2023, this simply we can call as BNS 2023. It is a modern code proposed to replace the IPC. It aims clarity, modernization, victim focus. In section 123, it is application, definition and scope is given. Punishment includes death, life, rigorous imprisonment, fines, added community services, rehabilitation for minor offences. So restoration justice, like includes counseling, community rehabilitation for first time minor offenders. So the cases here: R.V. White 1910, attempt liability even when result caused independently, that is heart attack. Then Menaka Gandhi versus Union of India 1978. It is a This case related to the personal liberty informs interpretation of penal provisions. So we are going to discuss in Unit 2 general explanation and exceptions for the BNS. So the purpose is ensure the consistent interpretation, curve out non-liability where justified. So general exceptions: insanity, intoxication. So insanity, that is action to S84, incapable of knowing nature, wrongfulness due to unsoundness of mind. Intoxication, voluntary or involuntary. Liability depend on capacity to form required mens rea. So here general exceptions: mistake of fact and private defense. Mistake of fact, that is good faith, honest and reasonable error negating mens rea. Right of private defense: defend body, property against imminent threat, proportionate force, deadly force permitted only under stringent conditions, grave threats. Abetment BNS 102, 107 to 112, what counts? Instigation, that means provokes or argues another to commit offense. Conspiracy, agreement plus act in pursuance where required, providing means. Intentional aiding, assisting before or at time of offense. Liability, abater punish like principle in many cases. So criminal conspiracy BNS 120A to 120B. Agreement between two or more to commit illegal act or legal act by illegal means. Overt acts, not necessarily for serious offences. Agreement itself sufficient. All conspiratory liable when common design established. Attempt BNS 511, drawing the line. Behind preparation, a proximity, direct step towards offense, requires actus reus plus mens reus for target offense. So punish less than completed offense but still serious. Offenses against women and children framework. Sexual offenses includes rape, molestation, harassment. Assault criminal, force against women. Marriage related, bigamy, dowry related, cruelty, harassment. Children, abuse, child labor in hazardous industries, child pornography, stringent penalties. Then Unit 3, offenses affecting human life. Culpable homicide, which includes unlawful killing with knowledge of likely death but no intention. Murder, it is an intentional, knowing killing, higher culpability. Distinction: degree of mens rea, exception reduce murder to culpable homicide. So causing death by negligence, there is a BNS 104, gross negligence causing death. Example: rash driving, medical negligence. Punishment varies by gravity. Aim is to deterrence and care standards. So organized crime and terrorist act BNS 105 to 113. So which includes organized crimes, that means systematic unlawful activity by a group of people, that is trafficking or extortion. Petty organized crime, coordinated but less serious operations. Terrorism, it is intended to intimidate public or coerce government via violence and fear. Severe punishment up to life sentence or death depending on gravity of the case. So offences affecting human body, BNS 1142 144. So hurt, which includes bodily pain, disease, infirmity, not gravely serious. Grievous hurt, permanent damage, disfigurement, fractures, loss of sight or limb. Wrongful restraint versus wrongful confinement. Obstruct movement versus unlawful detention. Criminal force and assault, force without consent, threat causing apprehension, kidnapping and abduction. So taking by force, deceit, aggravating when ransom or sexual exploitation. So unit 4, offenses against the state. So one is sedition, which means inciting violence or public disorder against lawful government. Espionage, spying for enemy, compromising national security, waging war, attempt to overthrow the state. Armed forces and elections and counterfeiting. Armed forces, dissertation, mutiny, disloyalty, court-martial, jurisdiction. Elections, in which bribery, undue influence, impersonation, false statement. Counterfeiting, coins, currency, stamps, stringent penalties. So public tranquility and public justice. So unlawful assembly, riot, affray, disturb public peace or order. So contempt of law authority, assault on public servant, false evidence, perjury, obstruction of justice, undermine courts. Public health, safety, decency and moral. Public nuisance, so which includes contamination of food, drink dangerous drugs. Obscurity, public indecency, reasonable restrictions on expression. So in unit 5, offenses related to religion, which includes hate speech, promoting enmity, violence among religious groups, offense religious material. So blasphemous, defamatory content causing public disorder. Offense against property, corset, theft, dishonest moving of property out of someone's possession. Extortion, delivery of property by putting in fear of injury. Robbery, aggravated theft, extortion with imminent force, dacoity, robbery by 5 or more. So property and document offenses and more. Cheating, dishonest inducement causing property delivery, act, omission. Mischief, damaging property to cause wrongful loss. Criminal trespass, entry remain with the intent to commit offense, insult, annoy. Criminal misappropriation, breach of trust, dishonest use of entrusting property, receiving stolen property, possession or handling knowing it's stolen. Forgery and property marks public peace. Forgery, making or alternative documents with the intent to defraud. Using forged documents, separate offense. Property marks, falsification of brands, labels to deceive. Criminal intimidation, insult, annoyance, defamation, libel, slander. IPC 1860 versus BNS 2023. There is a comparative highlights. Scope. BNS expands on organized crime, terrorism, crimes against women and children. Punishment. BNS includes the community services, rehabilitation for minor offences. So, technology. BNS address cyber or data related frauds more explicitly. Orientation. Greater victim rights. Restoration. Justice is focused. So, let us have quick case law recap. Okay. R.V. White's 1910 attempt to liability. Menaka Gandhi 1978. This case related to the personal liberty and penal interpretation. State of UP versus Shambhunath Singh 1989. Murder versus culpable homicide. R.V. Andhamako 1994. Gross negligences manslaughter. Then Kedarnath Singh 1962. Limits of sedition, protects fair criticism. So let us have some summary. What do remember? Mens reus versus mens reus plus actus reus plus causation plus concurrence equal to crime. Attempt begins where preparation ends. Distinguish hurt versus grievous hurt, restraint versus confinement. IPC versus BNS, modernization, organized crime, restorative justice. So, thank you for watching this channel. Do subscribe, Mohan's Teaching Corner, share and comment your doubts. Thank you. All the best for coming examination.